and we're gonna get things kicked off with Chris Fitzgerald doing some stand-up for you. Chris Fitzgerald.
Thank you. Give it up for Ryan, everybody. All right. Hat-pack, how are we feeling tonight? Oh my God, amazing. I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad you guys are doing good too. I had a very exciting week. I got invited to a wedding this week. Right? Yeah. I'm in my late 20s, so it was the 50th invite this week alone. I think I'm at the point in my life where I guess I just go to a wedding every month forever till I die. I'm pretty sure. I got to save the date last week. It said, save the date. We have a wedding the third weekend in October. The most popular weekend for weddings. Buddy, that date's been saved. That date's been saved about 15 times. That date's been saved so much it's got to wear life alert now, all right? I'm getting so many save the dates, I'm like running out of room on my fridge. I guess I gotta get a second fridge. I don't even stock the first one. Genuinely, my girlfriend will come over, she'll be like, what do you have in the fridge? And I'm like, milk. She's like, no, to eat. Milk. I think she's in the audience, she's like, he doesn't even have milk. He genuinely doesn't even have milk in the fridge. But I'm going to a lot of weddings. That's, I guess, what late 20s is. I feel like you can kind of measure your life, right, based on what events you're always going to. Because when you're a young kid, it's always birthday parties, then graduations, then weddings, then baby showers, and so on, until you become a grandparent, and I think it loops back around to graduations. I feel like 90% of a grandparent's life is just going to graduations, and they love it. Grandparents love going to graduations. I feel like when my grandparents went to my graduations, they're always wearing a suit that's way too nice. They're sitting in the bleachers. Their back hurts, but it's their big day, so they're roughing it out. They're always so excited to take pictures. My grandparents, they always wanted every permutation of photo. One with me and grandma, one with me and grandpa, one with me and both, one of just grandma and grandpa, one of grandma and grandpa with other kids I don't know. They wanted every photo possible, but that's kind of how it goes. Grandparents love going to stuff like that. Parents also love going to events like this. I remember being a kid, we would always have parents get involved and put on like class parties and stuff. Remember in elementary school having like class parties? There would always be like a sign-up sheet, right? Every kid would have to bring something. And, you know, oh, this kid, he's gonna bring chips. This one's gonna bring soda. These kids are gonna bring desserts. I always really wanted to bring a dessert. And I'd go home, I'd be like, Mom, we gotta bring a dessert for the class party. And she's like, okay, great, what do you wanna do? I'm like, we could do cookies or brownies. She's like, yeah, brownies, that would sound like a lot of fun. When is it? Tomorrow. And my mom would be like, well, it's 11 p.m., so you're bringing paper plates. I feel like I was the kid, I was always bringing paper plates to the class party, right? And half the time, I wouldn't even have the paper plates, all right? And I would get so mad. I'd be so mad at my mom. I'm like, Mom, I need you to bring a dessert. I'm bringing paper plates. This just isn't fair. I'm older now. All that anger towards my mom, none of it towards Dad. Dad was catching none of the flack here for being not involved in the class party thing. But then again, you think Dad knew I had a third grade class party? You think Dad knew I was in third grade? All right? But now, you know, he's in the loop when I'm going on trips and stuff. He always asks, like, oh, you got a trip coming up. How is it? And I had a trip last year. For the first time, I went to Ireland. And I have a lot of family in Ireland, so I got to go for the first time. It was really nice. My mom was telling me about it because she had been in the past, and she was like, when you fly into Ireland, you're going to land in Dublin. You're going to take a train way out into the countryside, and you're going to meet our relatives, our family, and you're going to see the land that like our family is from, and it's going to mean a lot to you, and you're going to feel like you're home. And I got on the plane, and I landed in Dublin, and I went to the airport bar, and they served Guinness at 8 a.m., and I went, I'm home. Ireland is really fun. I got to see the house that my grandfather grew up in. He's 92 years old, and right, yeah, and his older sister is still there. She's 96. I got to meet her, and I got home, and I was like, Grandpa, I saw the house that you were raised in almost a century ago. I met your sister. It was so moving and beautiful. And he was like, okay. Which, in all fairness, that does mean I'm moved and find that emotionally beautiful if you translate it from Irish man, you know what I mean? And I went to Ireland. I actually went with my girlfriend. She is from Brazil, so she's from Brazil, my family's in Ireland. And it's a little different because in Brazil, they have really nice people, a lot of food, and great weather. And in Ireland, they have nice people, some food, and weather, you know? But when I went, the people were really nice. I got to see my cousin there, who I never met, and she was super nice and super friendly. We spent a day with her, like literally one day, and she was like, "You gotta come back." And I was like, "Oh, I would love to." She's like, "No, I'm like inviting you. You need to come back." And I was like, "Okay, we will." She's like, "No, I'm inviting you. I have a wedding. It's the 3rd October weekend. You gotta save the date." Thank you, everybody. That's been my time.